It is Tuesday. So much fun right now. NFL numbers are all up across the board. Offense is crazy. 31 of 32 teams have what they think is their starting quarterback outside of the Niners and Garoppolo, who got hurt, which makes them obviously less interesting. So, Joy, we do it every Tuesday at this time. We wait until Monday Night Football's over. The NFL week starts on Thursday. This week it's Patriots-Colts. Very good Thursday game.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Sunday game. Then you have Monday. Then Tuesday we come in and say, these are the 10 best teams in the NFL. Now, last week I was forced to put the Dolphins at 10, much to the chagrin of me, and now I'll never put them in again because the minute you put them in and trust the Dolphins, they're the guy that finally gets a job promotion and then shows up the next day with a hangover. They don't know how to handle success. So here we go, our Herd hierarchy.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to college. Number 10.
My new favorite NFL team, I think they're going to stay in the Herd hierarchy for the rest of the year, the Chicago Bears. Number 1 in sacks. Number 2 in rush defense. Number 2 in takeaways. Khalil Mack, defensive stars. Listen, I have reservations about Mitch Trubisky. I do. I think he's got a really low ceiling. But I think there's two teams in the NFL, when I watch their offense, the Rams and the Bears with Matt Nagy, it's like they're using different playbooks. So many looks, so multiple, so much motion. It's got a college feel to it. I love what I see from the Chicago Bears. Their best start since 2013, Bears at 10.
Number 9.
Carolina at 9. Here comes Norv Turner, and what do you know? Cam Newton has career high in completion percentage, passer rating, and touchdown to interception ratio. Here's the other thing. They're different than everybody else in this league. Everybody else is throwing. They have the number 1 rush offense because they have the best rushing quarterback, and they're frankly just playing to their strengths. And my knock on Cam has always been he's not a precision thrower in a precision league. But Norv Turner is the secret sauce. He is closer now to 65, 66%, which is way above Cam's average. A couple years ago, he was at 54%. I've got Carolina. I still like their front 7 defensively a lot. I've got them at number 9.
Number 8.
Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, they lost Frank Reich. He's now the coach of the Indianapolis Colts. He was running their offense last year. Frank's really good, and it's noticeable. And they've had a rough September, and they're 2-2. But they're still number 1 in the NFL in rush defense. And if you can stop people running, you make them one-dimensional. Ultimately, you win games and get the ball back. Carson Wentz has been inactive. Now he's back. Let's get him home for a couple of games. Let's get Carson Wentz in that running game and those receivers back for a couple games. This is still as good as any roster in the NFL. Eagles at 8.
Number 7.
Minnesota Vikings. Not every loss is doom and gloom. I thought they looked great against the LA Rams. I really did. I really like what I saw. By the way, here's their issue. They're last in rushing. So they put everything, a lot of third downs where they have to have Kirk Cousins make a play. Mostly Kirk Cousins has delivered. Career high in passing yards a game. But the problem is they're getting to third down a lot. They did it against the Rams. They got the third down 16 times. Why? Because they can't run. And so they're trying to run. And the weakness of this team is the offensive line, but it is still a roster outside of the offensive line full of B-, B, and B+ guys. I've got the Vikings at 7.
Number 6.
The Saints. I was really surprised. Generally, the last 9 times the Saints had gone on the road, it was the second game of a road trip. They were 1-8. And they went up to New York, and that game was never in doubt. And again, the Saints do a couple of things well that people don't notice. First of all, it's a very good offensive line. And you think about their receivers, you think about Peyton, you think about Brees. That's a very good offensive line. They can control the clock. The second thing is they are third in rush defense, so they're forcing you to throw. And Alvin Kamara leads the NFL in scrimmage yards a game this season, 152.8. He's not a fluke. I have the Saints at 6.
Number 5.
I didn't have them in. I'll just put New England in there because they're going to win their division. Because the Jets and the Bills are starting rookie quarterbacks, and Miami is Miami. 10 straight wins against the Dolphins at home. Now, they've still got big issues. They don't get to the quarterback. They're 29th in sacks. Now, I think they can get away with that in a lot of games, especially in their division. Because those rookie quarterbacks, not a lot of weapons for Josh Allen in Buffalo, and not a lot of weapons for Sam Darnold in New York. I think it will come back to haunt them when they play a Kansas City, when they play a Baltimore later in the year. They just don't get to the quarterback. But Edelman comes back. He's their number one. Gronk's their number two. Their third best target is James White, the running back, so that allows Chris Hogan to be a fourth option, Philip Dorsett to be a fifth option, Cordarrelle Patterson to be a sixth option. Who knows where Josh Gordon is? If Josh Gordon now, with Edelman coming back, can just remain active, they will have largely solved their biggest weakness outside of their pass rush, which is weapons.
Number 4.
Four best teams. These, to me, are the Super Bowl frontrunners. Number 4, Jacksonville. Great defense. Number 1 defense. Number 1 scoring defense. Number 1 pass defense. It's a combination of great corners, tremendous pass rush. Their best start in 14 years. I got to say this, though. Blake Bortles may have some limitations, but he looks more comfortable on third down than he has ever looked in his career. And it should be noted, he lost Marquise Lee. Allen Hurn's a possession receiver. Leonard Fournette's been hurt. There's every reason for Blake Bortles to not look good. But on those third downs, we know the defense is great. He's looked in really comfortable. So this is for the first time why I'm buying into it. He doesn't have that panic look, that rush look. I have the Jags at 4.
Number 3.
All right, Kansas City's amazing, but they're last in total defense. And again, last night was a fireworks show. You have got to clean up that pass defense. Case Keenum had time. Case Keenum delivered a lot of big passes last night. They're going to win games because this offense has a great coach, a great quarterback, a great back, a great tight end, a couple of nice deep threats. But in the end, I think their defense is an albatross and will come back to haunt them if they don't get it cleaned up.
Number 2.
My Super Bowl dark horse before the year, I think the Baltimore Ravens, watch out. Number 2 in total defense, and third down defense is great. They're getting people off the field. And by the way, the new NFL, Joe Flacco, pushed by the draft of Lamar Jackson. Joe Flacco's having a great year. I said this about Baltimore before the season. They drafted 2 tight ends, and they acquired 3 new receivers. So Flacco's got 5 new parts. Do not judge them in the first 2 or 3 weeks. This is a team by November when those young tight ends who can both play, and these receivers, John Brown, Crabtree, they can play. This team is guaranteed to get better as the season goes on. They haven't allowed a second-half touchdown this season. They've outscored opponents 49-9 in the second half, and they're good on special teams. Baltimore at 2.
Number 1.
I kind of think by a long shot the Rams. I think they have as good a defensive coordinator as anybody has. Their defensive line is terrific. They're banged up at corner, but they're still good. Offensive line, terrific. Running back, quarterback, head coach, receiver, concepts. The only knock I have on the Rams, their pass rush is very hit and miss. They're pretty ordinary at linebacker. And again, if you get into a game against Aaron Rodgers later this year and you're not getting pressure on him, then you're going to put incredible pressure on Marcus Peters at corner, Sam Shields, and Aqib Talib. But for now, punter, kicker, coach, coordinator, lines, I think by a touchdown, the Rams are the best team in the National Football League. Coming up next, Albert Breer will join us live Monday morning. Quarterback Le'Veon Bell, latest issues, Earl Thomas, all that coming up. Don't go anywhere. Heads up, everybody. Hackers recently exploited a security vulnerability at Facebook, potentially exposing personal information of nearly 50 million accounts. Attackers stole access tokens, which could be used to take over people's accounts. That's on Facebook, and Facebook's got all sorts of security. Your personal info, you got to protect it from a data breach. Criminals open accounts, file tax returns, and buy property. Good thing now, new LifeLock identity theft protection adds the power of Norton Security. Okay, nobody stops every threat. Nobody prevents all identity theft or monitors every transaction. But new LifeLock with Norton Security can see threats you'd miss. And they make it real easy. Go to LifeLock.com. LifeLock.com, put in the code HERT, HERT. Or call 1-800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock, and use the code HERT. In both instances, 10% off your first year, plus a $25 Amazon gift card. Promo code, as always, HERD, LifeLock, terms apply.
Thursday night, any big plan?
Me?
I'm going to get him to play the tortellini and watch the Colts Pats on Thursday Night Football.